What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to Sandbox Media. We're going to be having Road to 100 until we hit 100 subscribers. Originally, I said in the last video, I said it's going to be this week only, but I realized probably going to take us a little bit longer than a week. Hopefully it doesn't, but it usually does. It's a slow burn for us right now.
Yeah, hopefully y'all push us over that hump.
I really hope so.
Day.
That'd be nice. But anyway, so we're going to be talking about Microsoft and their exclusives today, and specifically, why aren't they selling? Because there are some that, more than what I thought when I think Microsoft exclusives, all I think about is three games really: Halo, Forza, and Gears.
Yeah.
So they have.
Those are the main ones for how many years now?
Yeah,
it's been quite a while.
It's been 10, 12 years for those games.
Yeah, so it's been
15 for Halo, 16 now. God, I'm old.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Halo, or not Halo, but Microsoft's been trying with games like Recore and Quantum Break.
Recore, Quantum Break, and there was a whole list of games on there that I just didn't even think about. So what's the deal with that? Why aren't they selling?
It's kind of hard to say. Quantum Break was a really interesting game to me, but I didn't pick it up, and I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I want to ask you. Why specifically do you not buy their games? What is it?
I don't know, man. I really
don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like the game, and it interests me, and I wanted to play it, but I wasn't fully sold on, I guess, the mechanics. I don't know. The game looked interesting, but it didn't wow, I've got to buy that game. It didn't just wow me. So I don't know. Why haven't you bought them?
My thing with Xbox is I just have not had a good experience on the Xbox One at all.
Yeah.
Every time I buy a disc game, I have to put it in there 5 or 6 times before it'll read it. And the reason why I don't download the game just off the internet is because my internet sucks at my house. I have 2 megabits down per second. Every time I have to update anything, I bring it over to Mike's house because he has good internet, and I just do it that way. And I just didn't want to fool with it, and I didn't feel I really don't feel this is sort of broadening what I'm saying here now. But the reason why I think that their exclusives don't really sell that well is because they're not designed to the Microsoft Xbox audience, if that makes sense. So with Xbox, I feel like their whole thing, the way that started them, is that they really marketed their service to people that like playing online, and specifically shooters. If you think about their beginnings, Halo was a shooter, Gears is a shooter, Forza is obviously a racing game, but I feel like their big time exclusives are shooters.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like if they would just come out with more games that are shooters that have a good story, I feel like they would excel more. And Quantum Break is that, obviously, and it has that nice time travel type element to it. I haven't played the game myself as well. I'm with Mike in the same boat. Haven't got to play it yet, but you can stop time and do cool things like that. So it's going down the right direction, but I feel like I need some investment in a character. And when you think about good games, your Uncharted, they have the same character and they build on that. Mass Effect, Uncharted, Gears, you have these characters that are recognizable, and I'm not sold on Microsoft building up characters. Only game they've done that with is Gears and Halo, and that's been 15 years, and they're just not showing any innovation. They're not showing me that they're serious about doing that with new titles. Specifically with that game Scalebound, that was a game I was interested in. I probably would have picked up, but they canceled it. Yeah. So when they keep doing stuff like that, it's just hard for me to say, oh, well, I'm going to go ahead and pick this game up, and I'm going to plug in my Xbox and go through that hassle and actually download it and get all the updates and shit just for it to not continue on in the future. So
right.
That's just why I don't pick it up.
Quantum Break, it's kind of weird. That game reminds me of a PlayStation type game.
Yeah, it does.
You look at it, and I feel like that game should have been on the PS4. I don't know why. It just looks like a Sony type game.
Yeah, and they need more of that, man.
They do. But
we say Sony type games, but really, it's just it should be all type games. Everybody should have titles like that. And really, the Xbox just doesn't have those kinds of titles. Man.
But all right. So how we started off this video, when we talk about Microsoft, the first things we think of: Halo, Gears, Forza.
Mm-hmm.
Those first 3 games we think of. So that right there tells you what defines a console: shooters and racers.
Yeah, their console specifically.
Yeah. So, if that's for the most part, you know, and Call of Duty for the longest time had all their DLC going to Halo.
Yeah.
So, you know.
What did you just say? Call of Duty had their DLC going to Halo?
Did I say that?
You said that you meant Microsoft.
All right, all their DLC going to Xbox. First exclusive. Wow. That was bad. Yeah, it was bad. But so, you know, shooters and, you know, Forza define the Xbox. So you need to find a way, not Halo, not Gears, but create a new shooter that is really, really good. It's got, you know, you've got developers that can make these games.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And, you know, you get a really good, compelling story for it.
Yes,
with
exactly.
a great multiplayer.
You understand it. It's like Microsoft just doesn't understand it, dude.
Yeah.
It's like they have like a gaming division, but none of them play video games.
Yeah.
Like, I swear, other than like, damn it, what's the guy that runs it?
Phil Spencer?
Yes, Phil Spencer. I'm sorry, I forgot his name. He's like the only one that I feel like understands. And I mean, it starts with leadership, but it's just like what you just said. It's just obvious to us, and like I'm sure you guys. I hope you agree with us. I mean, if you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it down below. But
yeah.
You have to have compelling story. It's about compelling story. It's what Nintendo has survived on. What?
I gotta get my mind out of the gutter there.
Well, all right. I'm not even gonna ask about that, but I'm serious. Like Nintendo has survived off of their software, man. Like you have to have a compelling story.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I mean, you know, Halo, especially like Halo 2 and Halo 3, those games. People loved those games. I mean, the story was really good in them. Mm-hmm. The ending was suspenseful. So, you know, people could not wait for the new one to come out and couldn't wait to get into it. And that's what Microsoft, I feel like, needs to capture for their IPs to really do well. I think Quantum Break, don't get me wrong, I mean, it was a good, solid game. I don't think it reviewed like 9s and 10s or anything, but I think it was like in around 8 or so. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it tells you it was a really good game, but I think Quantum Break was Microsoft's attempt to try to get into like Sony's type of games. And, you know, I could be completely wrong, but I just feel like Sony's really good at, you know, story-driven type games.
Yeah, and I think it's because that they just have had a track record with it, and they've trialed and erred it in the past, and now they're just reaping the benefits.
Right, and Microsoft's solid at, you know, shooters.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, I feel like I just don't know. Maybe I'm just making it too easy, but I mean, you can hire writers that have worked for Sony and have written incredible stories, and you can pay them enough money to come over to your console and make some damn games and write some good stories. I mean, it can't be that goddamn hard. Yeah. You know, it's just frustrating. I'm getting kind of mad thinking about it just because, like, you know, I want to see Microsoft succeed. I really do. But it's just like, damn, they don't have any good games.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
they do. They have good games, but it's like with Quantum Break, I don't even think they're going to make a second one. You know? Like, in order to, like, that's my point. In order to, like, I said it before, you just have to keep building on the same character and building on the same titles. And I feel like at a certain point, you have to quit. After 16 years, let Halo die or take it in a new direction. All right, guys. At this point, I think we're just babbling, but I think this was a good video. I enjoy talking about it.
Yeah.
So, if you guys would like to help us out to our road to 100, just hit the subscribe button. If you have a friend that's interested in gaming, please tell them to come to our channel. We've been trying really hard to get to 100 subscribers, and we're finally super close. So, it'd mean a lot if you guys helped us get us there.
Definitely.
All right, guys. See you in the next video. Take care.